What did the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Drama, romance, and money moves. The Taylor Swift-Travis Kelce saga refuses to slow down. First up, LA Chargers star Teair Tart stirred the pot, trolling both Kelce and Swift on Instagram after his on-field clash. And then, comedian and mega-Swiftie Nikki Glaser jumped in, boldly predicting the couple's wedding will be the big event of the 2025 MTV VMAs. Unless Taylor surprises us all with a secret ceremony.
I think it's going to be big because I think it has to be, I think she's, it's all been leading to this.
Meanwhile, Swift skipped Kelce's NFL season opener and will also miss the VMAs, reportedly for security reasons. Then came Shark Tank's Daymond, calling their engagement not just love, but a billion-dollar brand move.
This is one of those rare times in history where you will very rarely see something that is as perfect.
And finally, resurfaced Swift interviews about her dream perfect wedding are fueling fan theories about what's to come. Travis Kelce, fresh off another offseason of being half football star, half boyfriend of the century, gets into it with Chargers big man Teair Tart. They start shoving, things get heated, and then boom. Tart throws what can only be described as the NFL's version of nerds. It was open-hand contact. Translation, slap, not punch. Now the internet does what it does best. Swifties in Chiefs Kingdom came running like it was the Battle of Helm's Deep, swords, shields, and memes in hand. Tart's Instagram got torched faster than a marshmallow at a campfire, gooey and dripping with chaos. Fans were questioning his career choices, clowning his wardrobe choices like he just raided a high school lost and found, and even tossing in the lazy insult of calling him fat. Real creative, guys. Real cutting-edge stuff. But instead of crying into his protein shake or rage-quitting social media, Tart decided to flip the script completely. He dropped an Instagram post that was basically a masterclass in trolling, photos of himself looking unbothered, smug even, and a cheeky movie clip of, you guessed it, someone getting slapped. His caption? A little wordplay with Swift that made it pretty obvious who he was aiming at. Savage.
What did the five fingers say to the face? What? Slap!
Of course, the comment section was still messy, like a food fight in the high school cafeteria. Some fans kept tossing shade left and right, saying if slapping helmets was the biggest moment of his career, then maybe he should grab a new hobby and rethink his profession altogether. But over on Reddit, totally different vibe, like walking into an alternate universe. Some folks were straight up celebrating, practically handing the guy a medal for daring to smack the golden boy of the NFL. Memes, GIFs, slow-motion replays with dramatic music, the whole 9 yards. If the internet was divided before, now it's escalated into a full-blown civil war, with one side ready to cancel him and the other side building him a statue. And as if the drama wasn't enough, earlier in the week, Jalen Carter of the Eagles took things to an even nastier level by spitting on Dak Prescott. Yeah, spit. That got Carter tossed from the game instantly, and fans plus analysts were fuming, calling it disgusting, selfish, and suspension-worthy. Compared to that, Tart's little slap almost feels like a love tap. NFL Week 1 really said, forget football, let's just start with a soap opera. And speaking of soap operas, the MTV VMAs basically turned into a pre-wedding planning committee for Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Enter Nikki Glaser, who rolled up like the unofficial maid of honor, already sketching out blueprints for what she calls America's royal wedding. According to her, this thing isn't just going to be big, it's going to be Titanic-sized, minus the iceberg. She swears the whole saga has been building toward this moment, like every album drop and every touchdown pass was just rehearsal dinner energy.
I think it's going to be big because I think it has to be, I think she's, it's all been leading to this.
But then she threw a curveball, saying she wouldn't be shocked if Taylor went the opposite route and pulled a secret backyard wedding move. Apparently, being Taylor Swift means every day already feels like your birthday, your wedding, and your personal parade rolled into one. So why bother with confetti cannons and doves when you're basically living in one long Hallmark movie anyway? Still, Nikki insists Taylor is all about her inner circle, so expect family, close friends, and probably at least one helicopter buzzing overhead to ruin the vibe and send Swifties into a frenzy.
I don't even think it's about that for her. I just think she wants to celebrate with all her family and friends, and she's got a lot of them. So I look forward to the helicopter photos that will ruin her day somehow by hovering above. I hope she gets married in some kind of protected dome.
She joked about how the paparazzi is going to treat it like the moon landing, with blurry aerial shots and people arguing online about whether Taylor's dress had sleeves. But at the core, Nikki swears this won't be about spectacle, it'll be about love. And apparently that's got everyone in her Swiftie universe feeling like their own best friend just got engaged. She says there's usually at least a little sprinkle of jealousy when a pal flashes a ring, but this time, zero snark, just pure love is real energy.
I don't know, every Swiftie girl that I know and boy, we all feel like our friend just got engaged. Like we're genuinely, even when your friend gets engaged, you're a little bit jealous, like, oh, she thinks so. But there's no snarkiness about this. We're all just like, love is real.
But if Swifties were hoping to bask in that glow by spotting Taylor in the stands at Travis's first game back, well, disappointment incoming. She wasn't there, and before you clutch your pearls. No, it's not because she suddenly got bored of football nachos. It all came down to security. And can you blame her? The woman can't even grab a latte without a mini parade forming behind her. Throw her into a Brazilian football stadium, and it'd probably look like Beatlemania with face paint. Sure, she popped up at a few away games in the past, like the Super Bowl in New Orleans, but usually she keeps it safe at Arrowhead. Apparently she's got the place locked down tighter than Fort Knox, her own personal Swiftie fortress. Out-of-country games? That's a hard pass, especially when it involves jet lag and dodging 70,000 camera phones. And it's not like she was the only one missing. Even the Chiefs' wags skipped this Brazil trip, including Brittany Mahomes, who normally leads the sideline hype squad. Fans, of course, had another theory. Maybe she was saving her big moment for the VMAs. She was up for Artist of the Year, and with her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, dropping soon, it seemed like the perfect stage to remind everyone she runs both the charts and the internet. But plot twist, no VMA cameo either. Insiders swear she's sitting this one out too, though there's chatter she might beam in with a little video message if she wins. Which, let's be real, she probably will, because last year she hoarded moon people like Pokemon cards, snatching up 7, including Artist of the Year. And while fans are still trying to decode whether she's playing shy or saving her energy for album promo, one guy isn't reading tea leaves, he's reading dollar signs. Daymond John, the Shark Tank boss himself, basically just rang the opening bell on the Swelsey Stock Exchange, declaring Taylor and Travis's engagement a financial touchdown. In his eyes, these two aren't just in love, they're basically Jay-Z and Beyoncé 2.0, or David and Victoria Beckham with better streaming numbers.
You know, this is one of those rare times in history where you will very rarely see something that is as perfect. I'll give you an example. Well, we definitely have the Jay-Z and Beyonce, and we have the Beckhams, right? They both brought their own group of people, their own customer.
He's betting that once they officially tie the knot, their value skyrockets. Like, forget crypto, forget NFTs, invest in Swelsey and watch your portfolio grow. Daymond pointed out that Travis has the entire NFL juggernaut backing him, which means no matter what, the dude is forever golden with the bro demographic. You know, the same guys who treat fantasy football like a religion. Add Taylor into the mix, and suddenly those bros are singing along to All Too Well between touchdowns. Talk about brand crossover.
Can stay individually attractive because I'll give you an example, you know, he doesn't have to do anything besides play ball because everything else is built around him to put the butts in the seats. They will not show up because he did something different, because they're there for something bigger, and he happens to be complementing that. He can still sling beer because the Swifties have really baked into that. She herself, she's already proven that she can break the model and bring her customers in so they can collectively go, let's do something together to make it bigger, or stay separate about what we do.
Insiders say the beauty of this power couple is they don't even have to merge everything to win. They could keep their brands totally separate. Taylor ruling music and culture like a sparkly overload, Travis dunking on defenses and podcasting with his brother. Or they could join forces and form the ultimate empire. Either way, it's like playing Monopoly where they already own Boardwalk, Park Place, and probably the entire electric company. And let's not forget the engagement itself. The Instagram photos look like a Nicholas Sparks book cover. Flowers everywhere, a diamond ring so big it probably has its own zip code, and Travis down on one knee making it clear he wasn't about to fumble the most important catch of his career. Fans ate it up like it was Super Bowl Sunday, and Eras Tour pre-sale day rolled into one. And just when everyone thought they had Swelsey winning predictions locked down tighter than a Taylor Vault track, the internet decided to dig up some vintage Swift wisdom. Yep, an old interview from her Red era suddenly resurfaced, where baby Taylor was describing her dream wedding like it was a rom-com script. Back then, she said she wanted it to be about building a life together, not about fabric swatches and scrapbooks. Basically, she wasn't about that I already planned your tux and our kids' preschool vibe. She wanted her partner to actually feel like, they mattered? Revolutionary. And honestly, it hits different now that she's flashing a ring the size of a stadium light. People are scrolling through that quote like it's holy scripture, nodding along and saying, yep, this tracks. It's wild to think she said that over a decade ago, and here we are with Travis, Mr. Touchdown himself, probably fist-pumping that his bride-to-be wasn't dreaming of forcing him into a catalog tux back in 2012. Meanwhile, Swifties are spinning into full Pinterest board chaos over what this perfect wedding might look like. Are we talking a royal palace with chandeliers dripping in diamonds, or a backyard setup with Travis grilling burgers in his jersey? No one knows, and apparently not even the couple does. They haven't even touched wedding planning yet. According to insiders, they're still floating around in celebration mode, living their best just engaged life, sipping champagne and milking the fiancé title for all it's worth. It makes sense, though. These two are basically the internet's favorite sitcom couple come to life, the English teacher with her pen and notebooks, and the gym teacher with his playbook and whistle. And now they're just chilling, soaking in the glow while fans play detective with old interviews. So yeah, planning may be a long way off, but who even cares? For now, Taylor and Travis are in full-on celebration mode, and thanks to that unearthed 2012 interview, fans are convinced the wedding, whenever it happens, is going to be less press release spectacle and more Hallmark movie meets Super Bowl halftime show. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.